Hello again, I'm Tim Scallon, registered dietitian and nutritionist, and welcome to Memorial Cooking Innovations. I'm here at Restoration Wine Bar in Lufkin, Texas to find some different menu choices and perhaps have a good glass of wine. Eating at home gives me more control over making healthy choices, but dining out once in a while can provide variety and inspiration to expand my cooking experience. The ticket is to find places where I can eat out and still manage my calorie intake to maintain an appropriate weight. Now, maintaining a healthy weight is not just about eating low-calorie foods. Portion size is very important. If we manage portion size and balance high-calorie with low-calorie foods, we can maintain a healthy weight and enjoy some high-calorie choices. Remember the salmon I prepared for you in December? A high-calorie entree that paired with low-calorie salads.
Hey, Tim.
Well, hi, Yana.
How are you? Long time no see.
Well, thank you. I'm glad to see you.
Hey, great show last month.
Well, and so you like the salmon recipe?
Yeah, it was really good. I enjoyed that salmon recipe.
Well, I was just telling our viewers about pairing low-calorie with high-calorie foods to maintain an appropriate weight.
Well, I don't know a whole lot about that, but let's look at the December show. See you later. It's good to see you.
Well, thank you. Hey, thanks for watching Memorial Cooking Innovations.
Always.
There's a style of eating that is popular around the Mediterranean that combines flavor, fun, and small portions. It's called by different names in different countries. In Greece or Turkey, they call it meze. You might have heard the Spanish word tapas. Well, the idea is to enjoy an evening with friends, wine, and a variety of hot and cold dishes that we might call appetizers. These are small plates, bite-sized portions that are meant to complement the conversation and the wine. And all of this creates an atmosphere of fun and entertainment.
Hi, Tim. How is everything for you today?
Oh, April, I'm glad you're here. I'd like to introduce Miss April Unzel, General Manager of Restoration Wine Bar.
Welcome to Restoration. We've been in business for a little over 2 years now. We continue to strive on the quality and freshness of our food, including healthy eating. Not to mention, we do carry over 80 varieties of wine.
80 varieties of wine? I may have to come back here. Okay, so when I'm looking at your menu, April, I notice that it's heavily influenced with Mediterranean foods like hummus and olives and flatbread.
Tzatziki sauce, flatbreads, Euro meat.
And so the foodie in me is, now April, when I use the term foodie, what does that term mean to you?
Someone who enjoys food and also enjoys dining out.
Yep, that's me. Okay, so when I'm looking at your menu, it's like the dietitian nutritionist in me is thinking, boy, there's some really healthy choices here. But the foodie in me is celebrating the variety of all of these flavors and textures.
We also carry great items. We have a wonderful strawberry field salad, a vegetarian flatbread, a supreme salad, which is you can either get grilled chicken or Euro meat topped with all warm veggies on it.
Ooh, that sounds wonderful.
Tim, excuse me, I'll be right back in just a minute, okay?
Okay, thanks.
Well, hey, Tim.
Oh, hello, Mark. How are you?
Very good. What brings you to Restoration?
Well, I was just talking about enjoying a night out and pairing wines with foods.
Hey, that pizza you made for Memorial Cooking Innovation was great.
You like that? Well,
Really good.
I appreciate that. Well, a lot of people don't realize that pizza can be a healthy food.
Well, healthy or not, looks great.
Hey, thanks a lot. Appreciate it.
Good to see you.
All right, see you later. That was Mark Hicks, Lufkin City of Council member, and he's watching Memorial Cooking Innovations. The action in any restaurant is in the kitchen. April, thank you for inviting us into the kitchen here at Restoration.
Yes, Tim, anytime.
So tell me, what's going on here?
Right now we're starting with an appetizer, which is
Yeah.
our fresh hummus.
Ooh, okay.
Of course, we have carrots and celery to go along with it.
And hummus is a dish that's made with, I know you know this, but our viewers who don't know, it's made with chickpeas, olive oil, and tahini. It's a very hearty dish,
Yes,
actually.
sir.
Very
Yes, it is.
satisfying. It's not real high calorie. Okay,
Yes,
what
it
else?
is.
What else have we got?
And
going?
then we're gonna go ahead and get a veggie flatbread.
Okay, so tell me what's in on a veggie flatbread.
Fresh marinara,
Okay.
mozzarella.
Okay.
All our vegetables are fresh and grilled, which will
Okay.
include onions, green peppers, red
Okay.
peppers, mushroom.
You know, all these fresh ingredients, this is exactly what we do in Memorial Cooking Innovations. Our viewers hear me say all the time, the flavor is in the freshness.
Yes, sir. That's why we bring vegetables and fruit in every day.
And so when you use all these fresh ingredients, it really improves the flavor of your final product.
Yes, Tim, it does.
So what else is happening here?
We've got a Mediterranean flatbread, which is one of the most popular flatbreads that we have.
Okay.
Which consists of tzatziki sauce,
Okay.
mozzarella.
And that tzatziki is originally a cucumber sauce that comes from Greece. Another example of a Mediterranean influence on your
Yes, Tim, it
menu.
is.
Yeah.
We top it off with tomatoes, grilled onions, and gyro meat.
Ooh, okay, this is sounding so good. Well, what's this beautiful salad right here?
Right there, that is a strawberry field salad they're making.
Okay, what's in that?
That is fresh spinach,
Yeah,
strawberries,
yeah.
our homemade spiced nuts,
Okay, good.
served with our fat-free red raspberry dressing.
You know, I noticed when I was looking at the menu that you offer this salad with a fat-free dressing. That's
Yes,
great.
Tim.
Well, I have to comment on the salad ingredients there. Spinach, berries, nuts, avocado, all of these foods make the superfoods list. They're really high in antioxidants, very healthy ingredients. And then you balance those, I noticed, with some strong flavors.
With feta cheese and bacon.
Yeah, this is exactly what we do in the Memorial Cooking Innovations kitchen. And I'm glad to see a local restaurant taking this same concept and combining, using some, high sodium, some high fat ingredients, true, but in small amounts
Yes,
to
sir.
add flavor to a healthy dish.
And that's what keeps us different from a lot of the local restaurants around us.
Yes, I love it. Well, April, I want to thank you for inviting us in. This was great.
Thank you, Tim, for coming. We appreciate it.
Okay. Well, I'm here with local wine person Henry Schmidt, and he told me not to call him a wine expert, but Henry, welcome to Memorial Cooking Innovation.
Thank you. Hello.
Well, so Henry, do you like wine?
Well, I've been in the business for 35 plus years and I've opened a lot of corks.
You should know something about wine, huh?
It's my passion.
Okay, and so we asked Henry to choose some wines that would pair well with the menu items here at Restoration. So Henry, tell me what you've chosen.
Well, today, based on the food that April's going to be serving, we have a Riesling, which will go with the spinach salad, which has a little feta, some onions, some olives, and I believe it's going to have a strawberry vinaigrette.
So some varied flavors there.
Correct.
Okay.
And the Riesling being a little bit on the fruity side, but this is a drier version. It's not
Okay.
as sweet as most Rieslings.
Because, and I have to interrupt you, because when I see Riesling, I always think sweet, but
The tendency nowadays is a lot of German houses are making their wines a little bit drier.
okay.
And much better with food when that happens.
Okay.
So, and this will handle the vinaigrette and go with the rest of the salad.
Okay, all right. So a Riesling is a good choice to go with a vinaigrette. I'm glad to know that. Okay, what else have you chosen?
The second wine, the next two wines will actually go with the pizza, the hummus, the olives, the feta, and the other cheeses that we're going to have. This is a Syrah from Argentina. Luca is the producer. Very, very highly rated, high elevation, which means it's organic. Doesn't have to have pesticides because it's so high up.
I didn't know that.
The bugs can't live that high
Yeah.
up in the mountains. So, great wine. It's got a little bit of a rustic kind of attitude that goes with the flavors of the foods.
Now, when you say rustic, that's a term I'm not used to hearing about wines and grapes. Tell me what you mean by that.
Well, it's a little more full-bodied, full-flavored. Some edges to it. It's not as refined or as elegant, say, as some Cabernets or Merlots can be. So
Okay.
it's got more going on, which goes with the foods.
And when you say that, I'm interpreting that to mean more varied in flavors.
Correct.
Maybe some rough edges.
A little bit. I mean, it's
Okay.
still well made. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah. But if it has more flavors, then that means it might go with a wider range of
Absolutely.
foods, correct?
Absolutely.
Okay, and so what's this third one you
Well, the
chose?
third one is a wine from California called The Prisoner. It's made by the Prisoner Wine Company. Very, very popular, very famous, very well known. A little on the pricey side, but It's also a blend, which kind of follows in what I was saying with the Syrah. You have 5 different grapes in there, so you have 5 flavors to help out with the food.
So what would you pair this wine with, the Prisoner?
Well, I could go with almost anything.
Okay,
It's,
because of the wide variety of
correct,
flavors.
yeah.
And you know, I've told our viewers in the past, if you're picking a wine to pair with a food, if you've got a bold food, pick a bold wine.
That is
Would
correct.
you agree?
That's right. If one is bigger than the other, say the sauce on the food is strong, and you have a light wine, you won't taste the wine.
Yes.
And vice versa. So you want them to be as equal as possible. So
And we've already had, as we were just talking about this Prisoner, we've already had one of the customers come up and talk about that they like that wine.
I'll be that customer. I love that wine.
Hello, Sally. Long time no see.
Long
are you doing,
time no
Sally?
see. Good to see you again, Henry.
So what are you doing here?
Well, I just ran in to grab something to eat, and before I go back to work, things are crazy.
Well, I was just telling our viewers about. Well, actually, Henry was just telling our viewers about pairing these different wines, and so you like this Prisoner.
Love the Prisoner. It's a great wine, bold and yummy.
Well, and we were talking about old world wines, which is, you know, I'm more used to drinking Spain, France, Italy wines, which Henry was telling me earlier that he liked. And so we might have to try this Prisoner with some of the foods that we've made on Memorial Cooking Innovations.
Like gazpacho. I don't know if it'd go with gazpacho.
You watched the gazpacho
Yes,
show.
I did.
Oh,
Loved it.
Well, I appreciate that. All right, well, Sally, speaking of that, I have an idea of a future show that I want to talk to you about.
Okay, love to. I'll talk to you later. Good to see
Bye,
you.
Sally.
Good to see you, Sally. Thanks. Well, Henry, I want to thank you for sharing your knowledge about wine. We may have to talk a little later and maybe drink some of these wines.
well, I'm sharing the wine, so there you go. So
Okay, well, so let me
that's the
taste this.
Prisoner.
Ooh, it smells good.
It's lots of everything in there.
Love that. Okay, yeah, we're going to have to try this with some foods later on.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Henry.
Take care.
Have you ever wondered why some people can eat rich foods and never gain weight, while others can look at a piece of cheese and gain 5 pounds? Well, some would try to explain this by saying they just have a fast or slow metabolism. The implication is that some people, because of their metabolic rate, burn more calories than others. Well, there's a problem with this line of thinking. Metabolism is the rate at which our cells process things. And this rate is fairly constant from one person to another. Now, there may be other factors at play, like percent body fat that puts more or less cells to work burning calories. Fat cells are less metabolically active than muscle cells, so theoretically, more processing burns more calories. But that's not a metabolism running at a higher rate. If you want to increase the number of cells burning calories, increase your activity. That will improve your muscle tone and reduce your percent body fat. Maintaining periods of activity for longer than 20 minutes is the most effective way to reduce stored body fat. Staying active, not metabolic rate, is a key to staying trim. Now, another problem with the metabolism theory is that if it were true, you wouldn't have whole cultures that routinely consume rich, calorie-dense foods and yet have low rates of obesity. In the US, for example, we consume a lot of calories and we have high rates of obesity. The French, on the other hand, are known for their rich sauces, cheeses, and pastries, and yet, as a nation, they have relatively low rates of obesity. In fact, this phenomenon is referred to as the French paradox. If one looks more closely at how the French eat, it's easier to understand the so-called French paradox, or how they can eat rich foods and stay trim. One of the first things Americans notice when dining at a French restaurant is the small serving size of the entree. Meat is always the highest calorie item on any plate. Reducing the meat portion and eating small servings of lower calorie plant foods like vegetables, starches, and grains can provide great satiety with fewer calories. Reducing the meat effectively lowers the calorie level of the meal. Now, another observation of the French way of eating is that they linger over a meal. In contrast, we Americans have learned to eat in a hurry. Finish your breakfast and get off to school. 30-minute lunch breaks, then back to work. Fast food was invented in America. So we've learned to eat our meal in a hurry. But to the French, food is meant to be enjoyed in a leisurely manner. It's not uncommon for them to spend several hours lingering over a meal. Now, when we take our time eating, we eat less, and there's a physiological reason for this. 20 minutes after we take our first bite, our brain signals us that we're full. So our bodies give us a choice. How many calories can I wolf in 20 minutes? Or eat leisurely, savor every bite. A common weight loss tactic is to slow down and enjoy your food. Try putting your fork down between bites. Chew. Enjoy the texture. Note every flavor. And at your first awareness of being full, stop eating. So, bottom line on enjoying food and staying trim, stay active. Not metabolism burns more calories, but staying active. Limit meat portion size and include other plant foods. Eat leisurely and enjoy every bite. One bite at a time. Eating out doesn't have to mean high calorie. It all depends on the choices we make. It's important to balance high calorie and low calorie foods. Choose carefully where you dine. You want to have plenty of healthy choices available, and it's nice to broaden your food experience with different flavors and textures, like we have here. Restoration Wine Bar is a great local place to enjoy some flavors typical of the Mediterranean. Now, in today's show, we've introduced the Mediterranean concept of meze, or tapas, a style of eating where you choose small servings of different foods and enjoy them with friends and wine. And we talked about how the French eat rich foods, yet as a nation they have very low rates of obesity. So how do we enjoy this rich fare and stay trim? Well, we manage our portion size, stay active, and eat leisurely. So, do you all think we can do this? We can manage our portion size and eat leisurely?
Absolutely.
Well, let's do it.
Always better with wine.
It is, isn't it? See you next time on Memorial Cooking Innovations, changing our world one bite at a time. Memorial Cooking Innovations is made possible through the generous efforts of Brookshire Brothers, a celebration of family and community, CHI St. Luke's Memorial, the Polk Education Center, Sodexo Food Service, and the City of Lufkin, KLTX Channel 15.